Here we are back in the shop, and today we have this eMac. That's right, that's 50 pounds of antiquated technology that does no longer work. But I tell you guys what, if you own one of these, it's gonna be a dump fee of $20. That's right, it's gonna be charged just like a CRT. Why? Because they're an all-in-one. That's right, it's all-in-one and a bag of IC chips. So let's crack into this guy and see how much gold is inside. Would you look at all that business going on? Yeah, there's going to be a metal shroud that we're going to take a couple screws out. We're going to do some wires, get this fan out of the way. There's going to be some metal shrouds and a lot more screws everywhere. In fact, this metal shroud is going to come off as well. And there's going to be a CRT under there. But I tell you guys what, I mean, look right there. That's right. That's one of our favorite little gold band oscillators poking out of that guy right there. So let's get all this metal shroud off of there and see what we can get into. It's just blowing me away at how much stuff they managed to actually pack inside here. There's tantalum right there. You're going to see a silver crystal oscillator poking out, and you're even going to see a gold band oscillator right there, along with some copper over here, and some aluminum, some stainless steel, and other activities to be had inside. All right, so we got most of that stuff loosened up, and yeah, you're gonna have your motherboard, and it's basically gonna lift up and out. It's gonna carry your hard drive and your disk drive and everything in a massive whopping 10-pound package. So we're gonna explore that guy here in a minute. What else are we gonna have? Well, we're gonna have a bunch more stuff, and you can see an even another board poking out of there. I know, it's just stacked full of stuff. So I'm gonna put you guys up in the saddle. We're gonna get all this stuff cranked off and separated for you guys and check it out. Now, everybody asks me how I manage to determine what kind of steel it is, either out in the field or if you don't have a grinder. Well, I tell you what, take a magnet, and if it does a hard stick like that, then that is definitely going to be steel. If you go and you have a light stick like that, but it wants to come off, that's going to be stainless steel absolutely all day. Now, if you guys take your magnet and it has no stick, it could be stainless steel or it could be aluminum. How do you tell the difference without a grinder? Well, you take your file and you just run it. If it bites in really hard, it's going to be aluminum. If it skates across there pretty easy, my money is going to bet that it's going to be stainless steel. All right, so I wanted to bring you guys in here and talk about the yoke on the back of the CRTs. I get a lot of questions about them, and basically, so you're going to see that little piece that I had already popped off, and you're going to have some stainless steel retaining rings. You're going to have a couple plastic clips right here, and these guys will twist and come off. Again, make sure you have your safety glasses. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, then leave them on there. By all means, just get the wire and everything off. But if you give these guys, make sure all the wires are off of there, and if you give these guys a little twist and just gently twist it, they will come up and off of there. Again, these guys are not under pressure. There is no gas inside of there. All you guys got to do is make sure you don't crack this back. So we got a majority of the copper bearing material out of that computer, and what did we get? Well, we have a half a pound of low grade wire coming in at $1.10 a pound. That comes out to 55 cents. And this CRT yoke, that's right, everybody wants to crack it open and get that number 2 copper, but if you wanted to sell it right now, those bad rads are going for 60 cents a pound, and this guy comes in at 1.5 pounds, so that's 90 cents for that guy sitting right there. And this beautiful copper number 2 pretzel goes for $3.15 a pound at a half a pound. That's $1.58 if you round the penny. So I tell you guys what, that was literally a few minutes of my time, and I just made $3.03. But there's so much more stuff to be had. We still have to quantify how much aluminum we're going to have in this beast. We got some more stainless steel. We have the hard drives, and we even have a mystery form of copper we need to talk about at the end of this video. But there's so much more stuff. So let's crack into these guys and get them all stripped down. All right, we got that all broke down, and it took us just about an hour to do. And what did we get? Well, everybody's going to ask about that CRT tube and what do I do with it? Well, I tell you what, I have a local establishment that will take him and one of his buddies for free each time I go there, as is, just like this. A lot of people don't like going there, but it's on my way. So I tell you what, that's why they end up paying the $20 dump fee. But what else did we get? Well, we got that CRT yoke we talked about, along with that degaussing cable and that beautiful copper number 2. We also got that low-grade wire. We found a little bit more, but not enough to tick the scales in a positive direction. So we also have some plastic right here. It's unavoidable. You're going to find it in a lot of your electronics, but it was considerably less than you find in most modern day electronics. We're also going to have some shred steel right here, and at 6 cents a pound times 5 pounds, that's going to give you 30 cents. You're also going to have some sheet aluminum right here. Again, 84 cents a pound times 2 pounds will give you $1.68. Not bad. Now these are going to go in as power boards. This may go in as a mid-grade board, but because of that CRT loop on the back of it, I have no idea what it'll go for. But right now, it's going to go for 50 cents a pound times 3 pounds. So that's going to give you another $1.50 on your total. What else are we going to have? Well, we have the hard drive right here. And this hard drive, if you want to get rid of it as is, that'll give you 70 cents a pound. And that's going to get you 84 cents. But I tell you what, you take that board, the flat packs, and the gold pins off of there, and you'll have some cast aluminum, and you'll still get a little bit of cents out of it and still keep the gold from it. Now, a lot of people are going to get rid of that disk drive right there in their shred steel, but it has some pins and some gold, and it has a board inside of it, so I don't get rid of it. I keep it. You're also going to have the ribbon cable right there. Now, that ribbon cable is going to have some gold pins in the end of it. They're a little fiddly, but you guys can get them out absolutely. You're going to have extruded aluminum. Now, there wasn't very much of it, but it sure does all add up. Now, the colored aluminum may be a different price. You talk to your scrapyard. We also have that nice little card with some flat packs, a really chunky MLCC studded with tantalum all over the board, and again, a really nice gold rim oscillator right there. We do not get rid of this stuff. We keep it and we process it. Now, what else are we going to have? Well, we have that motherboard. Now that motherboard, because it does have a mounted CPU, I'm not sure if that would go as a laptop motherboard or a better grade, because it sure does have some nice gold corner BGAs on there. But we're going to lowball it as a laptop, and it's going to come in at $6 a pound for 1.31 pounds. That comes out to $6.78. Not a bad score for the day. Hey, I tell you guys what, it all adds up. Even this RAM. That's right. A lot of people hem-hawing about the price of RAM. Well, price of RAM today is $32 a pound, and those particular RAM add up to 1 ounce. That's right. So it comes out to $2. So it ends up being $1 per RAM stick for that particular RAM. Now you see that copper right there. That copper is going to be a nice heavy chunk of beautiful copper, and we're going to take that guy and we're going to save it and we're going to melt it. But if you wanted to get rid of it at a scrapyard, there is not a drop of solder on it. You cut it off right here, because yes, there's a little bit of aluminum left over from the fins, but hey, I would cut it off right there, and I talked to the scrapyard and put it aside, because you'll probably get a better price than you would normally get. So I tell you guys what, how much did we make for 1 hour of work? Well, we ended up making $16.22. Now we're still going to have all that gold, and we're going to keep it and process it along with our other Apple boards. So I tell you guys what, for all my subscribers, thanks a lot for hanging out. To my wife, I love you, and to my kids, go wash your face.